Hey, John.
Hey Eric, how you doing tonight?
I am doing great, actually. I'm doing great. I'm going to stick with great.
That's good. Great
I know.
is great is great is awesome. Great is good.
Yeah.
Well, no smoke today or this like since I've been home.
No, the
My, the
fires, the
fires
wind
seem like they're
has blown the smoke away, so a little
yeah,
less apocalyptic around here. You can go outside, breathe, back to breathing the clean air. It's very nice.
yeah.
Um,
Did you have a good weekend?
it was a lot of fun. So, short story, my wife and I had tickets to go see Harry Potter and the Cursed Child in San Francisco in May of 2020.
Wah, wah.
And it was back when it was a 2 day play. So you would go and see the first half one day, and it was like 2.5 hours, 3 hours. And then you would go back the next day and see the second half. So it was like an
Oh,
involved thing. It is now a 2.5, 3 hour play now, all in one, condensed.
okay.
And we finally went and saw it because it came to Portland and in the Keller Auditorium. So it was a lot of fun. They had some super cool special effects that
Really?
I because you can now. I just Googled how do they do those special effects, and of course it tells you how. I Some of them I was like, I kind of wish I hadn't have Googled that. It was more fun not knowing.
Did you ruin the magic?
I kind of ruined the mat. So there's one special effect when they go back in time. It ripples, it warps space, and so it looks like the entire stage in 3 dimensions ripples, like dropping a pebble in the water. It was, and I stared at it every time. I wanted time travel to
You're like,
happen just
what
so
in
I
the
could
world?
see that because it was cool. And you can Google
So
how
now
it
you know how they
happens.
did
Now I know how they
it.
did it, which is awesome how they did it. Anyways, Google how they did it.
Okay.
Anyways,
Very cool.
so that was fun. We did that, and then I started on my new weekend project. It's called Gnomon. Gnomon.
Okay.
You know what a gnomon is? Gnomon. It's the rod in a sundial.
I
It's not the
I
dials.
I did not know that. I
It's the
don't think.
thing that casts the shadow.
Although I'm sure I've read that at some point. But
I'm
okay.
sure you have. Anyways, I have always been fascinated with time and how time works and time zones. And I've always been fascinated with it. So I started building a little app for myself to track time, a little menu bar app.
Okay.
So I could track, people on my team because they're all over the world. So I can very easily see who's awake, who's at work hours, how far out of work hours are they, plus
Yeah.
just kind of, anyways, just some fun things. And so I've just been kind of going nuts with this idea. And so at some point, it'll be available in the App Store. I don't know when, but that's
Why not?
my fun thing, which then leads me to my next thing about time is
Okay.
the Senate passed the Sunshine something Act and ratified it, which will make us permanent daylight savings time.
Okay.
But a lot of people are against this. They want standard time, and some genius, and I don't mean that pejoratively. I mean that it's like, oh my goodness, actual compromise. Submitted a resolution. It's currently in the Energy Committee for whatever they got to do. The math is, hey, what if we just shifted the clocks permanently by half an hour?
Split the difference.
Split the difference between standard time and daylight savings time. It'll make all the people that are complaining about it'll be too dark too early, and then the other
Make
people would say it's too light.
everybody unhappy.
Exactly.
Equally unhappy.
Everybody, but part of me is like that an actual compromise out of our government could it be? And I told my wife, well, we could just shift by half an hour permanently and leave it. And this was mind blowing to her. It's like, wait, we would all be half an hour off. It doesn't matter. It'll still be noon. It's still
as
noon.
far as you're aware, and as far as everybody knows, it cares.
We would now be on a common
India.
time with India. Exactly.
I was going to say, yeah.
With India, we would be 30 minutes off of some UTC offset. So instead of -7, we'd be -7:30 or -6:30 or whatever it would be. I think it's minus. Anyways, so I got my fingers crossed that, hey, that would work. I think it freaks people out, the whole 30-minute thing. That's confusing. People like round whole numbers. Like, time is
because that
a
would
human
be way
construct
in like for Europe and for all the other countries, and but
who cares?
Who cares?
How often are you like, oh, what time is it at Grandma's house? Oh, it's 9:30, not 9. Oh, I can't. That makes no sense to me. I don't know. So,
all right. Well, we will see. I am not going to hold my breath, but
I kind of am.
Okay.
I really want this to happen. One way, I don't really care which one. I'm just tired of changing clocks.
That's so funny. That's so funny.
But the 30-minute thing would be cool.
I really don't have a dog in that fight. So, yeah.
I'm conjuring my own. I don't.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm inventing one.
It's pretty. All right. Well,
so I rambled. How was your...
all three of your things were time related. That's well done.
How was your weekend?
I'm home. I'll use my something fun that I presaged last week that said, "Ooh, maybe that'll be my something fun." So that'll be my something fun later.
Okay.
So I'm home.
Okay.
Although, like one of my things that happened, like literally, I finished this at about 9:05 tonight. And in the most embarrassing way possible, I had to run to Lowe's. I was like, "You are kidding me." Anyway. So while I was gone, like I'm literally, I don't know, 1,017. I don't even know how many miles away I was from home. A long ways. My wife calls and she's like, I have to like unhitch the flatbed trailer and hitch up the horse trailer to go do some like errand stuff. And the horse trailer jack, like it doesn't move. And I was like, oh yeah, the last time I used that, it was really hard. It was really hard to move. And she's like, what am I supposed to do? I was like, I'm like a long ways away. Anyway, she was like, where's the car jack? I was like, told her where the car jack was. I'm like, but it's really heavy. Like, I'll figure it out. So she did. She drug the car jack out. She jacked up the trailer with the car jack, took off the little leg. I don't think she was able to get the jack to move at all. Anyway, net. This week, I was like, Amazon, give me a new jack. And then, because I couldn't take it off the truck at this point, and I need the truck on Friday and blah, blah, blah. So I go out and I looked like, I went out before I ordered it. I was like, I hope these things are standardized. I assume they are. This is the first time I've ever done this. 3 bolts. How hard could it be? So
famous last words.
There's literally 3 bolts, 6 washers, 3 nuts. I lost one of the nuts in the gravel. Maybe could not for the life of me find it. And let me tell you, I looked. I think because I mean, whatever. My hands are like, you can't see. I mean, you can see my hands, but my hands are all like crunched up underneath there trying to like get the bolts out. And there's open bars, like open, I guess they're oval, like bar stock or circular stock. I think the nut actually fell down in to there and like slid down into the trailer that I couldn't get out. I literally ran to Lowe's to buy a 60-cent nut. Because I did not have one of the same size in my shop, or I could not find one at least. And I was like, are you kidding me? I have this thing 2/3 of the way back together. And anyway, but it's now working. So that was my evening project where I was like racing the dark. I'm like, why aren't I in Alaska where it was light until midnight? What is this getting dark at 9 p.m. thing? Anyway, so there's that. But so the other fun thing I thought that you would appreciate. So I've got a project to help my wife with for this weekend, doing some stuff in her classroom. That's basically going to be like cutting out some wooden shelf. Forget the word you use, like underneath a windowsill. Maybe
Okay.
it's sill. To put cover with wood that it'll look nicer and
Okay.
basically like dress up her classroom a little bit.
Okay.
And so I went to the wood plywood store down in Sherwood after lunch the other day and like took some pictures of what I was going to get. Blah 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 blah. That's why I need the truck on Friday. And I was like, so I took all the measure. I went down at like lunch. I think we had lunch together on Monday or something.
Right.
I went down and took all the measurements and I was like, oh, you know what? I could have Codex write me a iPad app that'll do plywood cut measurements. Like enter the measurements and do those apps exist on the store? Of course they exist on the store. There are many of them.
Yeah.
But this one is mine.
Yeah. Exactly.
And so that was the idea that I had last night. I was like, because I got the measurements in the Notes app, and I was like, oh, I think that I could lay this out, but why not have an app that will lay it out? So I now have an iPad app on this monitor off to my side here. That it's not yet on my iPad, but
there you go.
a couple hours, and I don't know how many tokens, and I can add you to the GitHub repo if you want. It's pretty cool.
The era of bespoke apps has commenced.
Right?
Yeah.
So anyway, that was my something. It's not really my something fun for tonight, but that was my something fun that was tonight. That I set it all up and was like, go. And then I came back inside and was like, hey, look at that. This isn't quite right. I think I've done like 3 turns so far while I was doing my notes of like, nope, go fix this. Nope, go fix this. Nope, go fix this. And it'll solve my problem, I think, for this weekend.
Fantastic.
Anyway.
That's awesome.
All right. We should talk security.
Okay. So this one I think is interesting. California has dropped yet another one of their bureaucratic masterpieces. It's called DROP, Delete Request and Opt-out Platform.
Okay.
They're serious about privacy. Okay, so the premise. California has decided that data brokers, those lovely, delightful, shadowy gremlins who buy, sell, and trade your digital soul, are a massive problem. You can now jump through a few hoops to prove you're a Californian. So you can only do this as a California resident. It's California law. You use their secure identity gateway. They want your ID to prove that you're a Californian. And irony noted, then you get to click a magic button. And that magic button supposedly fires a request to over 600 of the data brokers telling them, hey, delete all the dirt you have on me. And data brokers, if they want to operate in the state of California, have 90 days to comply, and they need to sweep their databases every 45 days, which sounds great, but it's the do not call list.
I was going to say
the game of digital whack-a-mole. You got, your stuff's already on the dark web, so whatever. The promise from California is it'll reduce spam and the risk of AI-generated impersonation, which, come on, it's just a fancy way of saying you might get a slight fewer emails in your spam box.
So they have to delete. And then, but if something something inserts it 12
after
hours
the
later,
fact,
2 minutes later,
they have to sweep it every 45 days.
So
your stuff is basically perpetually there for 45 days, and you have like 1 or 2 day reprieve before it gets re-slurped by somebody else, right? That's a cynical way to think of it.
That's the cynical side of me that is thinking of how did this get into law? But okay.
Yeah.
Let's have a 45-day poll.
Anyways, it doesn't matter. Your deleted data is floating around the dark web, so it doesn't matter. But I thought it was interesting. We'll see if anything comes of it. The do not call list have been around forever, and I get so many spam calls. So I have an opinion as to whether or not this will succeed. But the other flip side to this is countdown until Oregon says, hey, we want to do the same kind of thing.
Oregon often does follow California,
especially in this kind of thing. So that's my topic for this week. Drop the delete request and opt-out platform that data brokers have, starting August 1st, so just the last couple of weeks, they have to comply with. So
Interesting.
we'll see how it works out for Californians.
Huh.
Uh-huh.
Starting August 1st, 2026, data brokers must delete your data within 90 days.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. All right. Well, I'm not a California resident, so I don't think that applies to me, but there you go.
California somehow, when they do things, it tends to proliferate. And they're not the only one. There are other data broker laws across the U.S. Different states do different things, so it's not unique to California necessarily.
Yeah.
But this one, California is a heavy hitter in the tech space, so maybe it'll stick.
Good.
All right.
It's good. Okay. My topic is vulnerability in Zoom. So I'm sure you use the Zoom client, have used the Zoom client. Here's the quote. The exploit enables attackers to either join or host a meeting, target any participant, and then take over their machine with no required action from the victim and no visual cue indicating the compromise. You might consider updating your Zoom client if you haven't in the last 48 hours.
I only update my Zoom client when it forces me to, when I have to join a Zoom call.
I suspect it might be getting forced. I didn't actually pull that out, but I've been on a few Zoom calls this week, so
I'm sorry.
So yeah, zoom.us/download will let you do the update. So let's see. The CVE is CV 2026-53-415. But and Zoom published the security incident. There were several vulnerabilities actually that were found by a company called A Security, which is kind of funny, I guess. I hadn't heard of them before, but so this was in the this was in their annotation feature. So there's a missing bounds check in. Evidently, that Zoom has a proprietary annotator protocol, which I assume that means like drawing on what's being shared, right? That would allow an attacker to corrupt a receiving client's memory and run malicious code. So that's kind of the mechanism. But since it was a zero-click exploit, an attacker joining or hosting a meeting could compromise any participant's device without requiring any interaction. No clicking a link, no triggering any visual warning, like done. Zoom actually fixed, I think it's 4 issues in this client, at least 3 of which were found by this A Security, but one of which was also evidently found by the Zoom's internal security team. That are pretty critical. So, like the net is, if you haven't in the last like 72 hours, by the time this podcast is published, updated your Zoom client, you should go update your Zoom client. I didn't see if
is it specific to Windows or Mac, or is just the client?
Well, I was looking. It said workspace on platforms before 7.15 or 7.06, Windows VDI clients before certain versions, Zoom Rooms before 7.15, and Meeting SDK before 7.15. Probably says more on the actual Zoom security bulletin. Right. So I don't know if the Mac or iPad apps are, it doesn't say in here. And I don't know if they use the Meeting SDK. Right. So it like literally the Zoom bulletin said Zoom Meeting SDK on all supported platforms before version 7.1.5.
Okay.
So, and Zoom Rooms, all supported platforms before 7.1.5. So update them all.
Update them all.
Update them all. Update them all. There's no harm. There's no harm. Update them. Update them all. So, and that's what Zoom's advice is, install the latest client update. For organizations, it's a little more complicated because there's other like hardware, meeting room, conference room, environments, etc., that might leverage Zoom. Also, like the VDI infrastructure. If you've got ephemeral clients, they all need to be patched, not just employee laptops. So there you go. And like the bigger, like why and how does this exist? I mean, these sorts of shared environments, which, like, don't get me wrong, I love working from home. I love the collaboration features. I'm on video, I don't know how many hours a day.
More than
it's awesome.
Sleep.
No comment. But
I resemble that comment.
But those collaboration features, like, you're taking input from people. Like, obviously the people that we work with in general are probably trusted and high security, high trust, but not out. You're often on meetings that involve people that you don't know. Maybe beekeeping meetings that happen once a month that are also on Zoom. Just to pull an example, just to pull a random example out of the hat. But
okay.
Anyway, the annotation feels like a drawing tool, but like whoever is drawing that data gets sent to all the clients in order to display. And anyway, there's many surface areas. So there you go. Update Zoom.
Yes.
Net update Zoom.
Okay.
Tonight.
Can do. Will do. All right.
How about something fun?
Okay. So I would like you to meet Schmitty Mediterranea. It is a tiny Mediterranean flatworm, best known for being virtually unkillable. You can slice it into pieces, and it'll just regrow its entire body, heads included, like a microscopic little comic book villain.
What?
So, as if biological immortality wasn't extra enough, Stanford researchers just discovered that these little creeps contain a completely new ultra-dramatic type of cell called, and I'm assuming they named it, it's a brilliant name, Ruptoblasts?
Probably rupture.
Ruptoblast. So how the ruptosis works, the cell self-destruct sequence. So
somebody had fun naming that.
Yes, and I high five to them. When triggered by a hormone spike, the cells perform the process called ruptosis. They literally self-detonate within a matter of minutes. One single exploding ruptoblast spews a cloud of hyperpotent cytotoxins, think cobra venom level poison, that instantly liquidates dozens of surrounding bad guys, bacteria, you name it. And then the researchers were watching through microscopes and were baffled because the cell literally went poof, vanished, while taking out everything in its little splash radius. So
that is crazy.
Why is this interesting? And why are California researchers studying the little suicide bombers, the little worm suicide bombers? Because if scientists can figure out how to program our immune cells to perform ruptosis on command, we could basically turn our white blood cells into microscopic SWAT teams trained to detonate inside solid cancer tumors and wipe out antibiotic-resistant superbugs. In the theory, right?
What could possibly go wrong?
Nature, here's your takeaway. Nature is completely unhinged, and flatworms are practicing localized chemical warfare while we're stuck doom scrolling social media.
Oh, that is pretty funny.
Mediterranean flatworms.
Schmitty Mediterranea.
Schmitty Mediterranea. Something like that. Anyways, a microscopic comic book villain. I like it. All right, there you go. That's my something fun. Exploding,
that is awesome.
Exploding cells.
Okay.
All right.
Okay. That is
entertaining.
Ruptosis is.
Thank you.
That's a word I needed in my life. Okay. Well, when last we spoke on the
Uh-huh.
podcast, it
Uh-huh.
was last Wednesday night, and I was prepping to go on a bit of a journey the next day to the Kenai Fjords and a
Yep.
cruise,
Yep.
kind of like a, you know, 100% tourist cruise of Alaska.
Sure.
And I will tell you, the weather was stupendously beautiful. I can't even believe how good the weather
Awesome.
was. And my boys were like, okay, this is the best thing we did. So, okay, I like check. That's
Uh-huh.
totally awesome. Took my dad, so it was the four of us.
Mm-hmm.
And like I think I said last week, it's a 2 hour drive from Kenai to Seward.
Right.
Hopped a boat. It was like 5.5, 6 hours. Boat ride, and then you have to drive home. So,
Yeah.
and
Long
by the
day.
way, Seward has no drive-throughs. There's like, if you want food, you can go to the grocery store. There was a Safeway. Okay, so we literally went into Safeway and good,
Bread, peanut
probably
butter.
healthy. I actually got one of these like this is dumb, one of those like crackers and cheese and
Oh,
ham. Like, so I made crackers and cheese and
there you
ate
go.
them as I drove.
All right.
Like,
All right.
whatever.
All right.
It was good. Anyway, the it was totally awesome. We saw like all the picturesque stuff that they said. I was shocked at how close they got to those crap. Now I'm not going to remember the stacks. I think they might be called, like the kind of vertical columns coming out of the water. I mean, it's if you go to the Kenai
I went
Fjords
through the
NPS,
pictures.
like we were there. I will throw a couple of pictures to you that you can use for chapter art or one of them for chapter
Very
art or something
cool.
like that. But it was crazy beautiful. I can't even believe the pilot was as close to those rocks as he was. They clearly were vertical, farther down the
Sure.
water than
Like
we
reach
were
out
at.
and touch it close almost.
Not quite that close, but close enough that in a 120-foot boat or however big that boat was, I was like, I can
You're very
count the
close to
little
this.
barnacles on those sea stars. So
Okay.
anyway, that was awesome. We
Very cool.
we got super close to a glacier, and of course nothing calved, like which would have been cool. But
Right.
the funny thing, kind of coming up to the glacier, I was like, oh, look at all that. Like, what are all those rocks and dirt like in the like I don't know, 100 yards or a couple hundred yards in front of the glacier? And as we come up, he's like, and look at all those black spots. Those are all seals. And it was like, oh crap, those are not rocks. Those, okay, good for the seals. There were many of the seals. Anyway, and they like fished out of not an iceberg, I guess an iceberg, a mini iceberg, just small enough to, carry around on a serving
Okay.
tray and then
And show
grind
people.
up if you wanted to get a cocktail.
Okay.
They've got the money making things down is what they did. And we saw a whale, which was pretty
Like
awesome. We
Killer whales or humpback whales?
no a humpback humpback, a juvenile, so it wasn't that big, but like literally the guy turned the boat around and we paced it for like 10 minutes while it was kind of coming up and breathing and again,
wow.
like kind of like, are you supposed to get that close to the whale? And should you be like stalking them? That anyway, they had signs on the thing that like they're whale friendly, so I guess
Okay.
they're whale friendly. Anyway, and we saw some of the what are they? I forget the name, but it was like we did not see killer whales or orcas, but we did see. I think they call them dolls, porpoises, which are the porpoises that look just like they're black and white, like
Okay.
killer whales. Which again, totally cool, totally cool. Oh, sorry. One other big thing that this was something I did not even know existed. Because jellyfish can't really control where they go very well in the water. Like they mostly drift with the current, right? They
Right.
can move a little bit, but not much. So evidently, when jellyfish get into the currents and they kind of get all pushed into one spot, it's called a jelly smack.
A jelly
not know
smack.
Jelly smack.
It's like a
That's
murder of crows. It's a
It's a
jelly
smack
smack.
of jellies,
A smack
I guess.
of jellies. A jelly
He-
smack.
he did not say a smack of jellies. He said a jelly smack.
Okay.
But again, we sort of went into the jelly smack so we could look down on the side of the boat, and it's like, holy crap, there's a lot of jellyfish right there. And he's like, you could tell because of the color of the water, it causes a big discoloration because of the density of jellyfish. And anyway, it was a great trip. It was really fun. Boys had a good time, and it was awesome.
I am trying and failing to not be jealous. That sounds awesome.
Maybe I won't send you the pictures. Those pictures are...
Please send me the pictures.
Those pictures are pretty good.
I would love to see the pictures.
So, yeah, anyway, that was awesome. We went to Homer the next day, and it was just foggy, which I was super disappointed in. We're out on the spit. We had great fish and I mean, it's like the halibut capital of the world, right? So we had halibut fish and chips. We are required by law, I think. And but and we went to the end of the spit. We're right there, but you couldn't even see across the sound to the mountains on the other side, really.
Okay,
you kind of see vague outlines. I'm like, oh, it's so beautiful, but you can't see it. All right, well, next year, maybe. Some future year you'll see.
Okay.
Anyway, but the Kenai Fjord was fantastic.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yep.
All right, John.
All right, my friend.
Yep.
Have a good evening. I will talk to you next week.
We'll talk to you later. Bye.
Bye.